Good evening, everybody. What's up? It is Gina Ifowe, the one and only African superstar. Hi, family. How are you guys doing? How's your workouts coming? Big shout outs to the viewers of the African Superstar Black platform. I appreciate you guys for being here and continually supporting your girl. I also want to give a special shout outs to the customers of the AfricanSuperstar.com. Just to update those of you that are waiting on your orders, they are in process. I checked the status today. For anyone who hasn't yet shopped on my website, all products are custom made to order. So we don't keep inventory. Basically, we produce your products fresh for you when you place an order at theafricansuperstar.com. So you will have your orders very shortly. You will get email updates along the way. All right. I want to talk about this topic because I know that it is a huge weakness of our people to continually and perpetually focus on the emotional aspect of whatever we are enduring. That is where all of our energy goes into, the expression piece and the reflection of what has happened in the past. And, the raw emotion of the whole process is what and where we focus on, and it's a detriment. People will often look at me and think that I am just extraordinary, and the truth is, guys, I'm not. In my opinion. In my opinion, I'm simply someone who is doing precisely what I'm advising you to do, which is, kind of tone down the emotional response to things and focus on the results. Focus on, the cause and effect and what's happening in your life, and also how you are pursuing your future goals. You see, because we have been convinced that someone else is going to be our savior. We have been convinced that what goes around comes around, and that we should just continue to, hope and pray and all those kinds of things. And in reality, the most important thing that you need to do, and the thing that is most critical, is taking action. As we come here to the continent, what's up, Samson? Samson's the first in the chat room today. Please make sure you like the stream if you're in the building and engage with us in this conversation. Especially if you're coming here to the continent, you totally should be results driven. You will encounter things here that can be discouraging. You can go through some setbacks. You can go through cultural differences. You can experience all that stuff. And you got to revert back to the reasons why you started this journey when you encounter those things. If you're someone who's emotional, every little thing is going to get you upset, right? Sorry. Every little thing is going to get to you if you are an emotional person. And at the end of the day, like, what really comes from it? Like, what is actually productive about continually expressing the emotions? You see, unless you create a mode of action, you're always going to be in that recipient position. You're always going to be the victim. You're always going to be mistreated, and so on and so forth. For all the long time that Black people have been crying about what's going on to them, with them. What happens to them. In America, they cry because the police are killing them. We don't get treated fairly. We don't get, the same rights, that non-Black Americans get, right? We've been crying. We've been crying. Basically, a protest is a cry, right? A protest is a cry. It's a cry for attention. It's the need to be acknowledged. There's a point in every adult's life, there should be, where you determine if you're going to stay stagnant in your life, or if you want something different. And if you want something different, the one thing that is critical is going to be the actions that you take. Our people, especially, I can't say those of you that are in the diaspora that choose to be there, okay? Those of you guys, a lot of you are very much in a vacuum, okay? You're accustomed to doing the same things, and then you will continue to get the same results. If Blacks in the diaspora want to be intelligent about their standpoint in society, they have to understand that, what you put in is what you get out. So as long as we keep regurgitating the same mode of response to the things that we encounter, which is the protest is a cry, we're going to keep getting it. We're going to keep getting treated the same. We can't come here also to the continent and do the same thing. Find problems here on the continent and cry about them. Find problems here on the continent and feel some kind of way. What is that going to do? If, for instance, there's a rough road in your neighborhood, right? Because like where I live, there's a rough road in my neighborhood. Okay, for those of you guys that don't know, a rough road, it means that it's unpaved, or it's kind of maybe old, maybe it's been destroyed. There's potholes, whatever. Rough road, okay, bumpy road, whatever you call it. Now, if me and y'all cry about the road, we get together on the corner and we're like, man, I'm tired of this road. This road is crazy. Y'all says to me, yeah, man, I busted a tire on my car the other day, driving up here, and we cry about the road. First trivia question to those of you guys that are here. What is the probability that that road is about to get fixed while we cry about it? What's the probability, guys? What's up, family? Please make sure you hit the likes. If you happy about my live stream tonight, let me get the likes from you. So if me and y'all, we have a rough road in our neighborhood, we have an unpaved road, we get together every day and we talk about it. He lives across the street from me. So I come outside on my property and I'm like, man, this road is crazy. What's the probability that that road is ever going to get fixed? Huh? You guys have any suggestions? The African Superstar answered first. And the answer is 0. Nothing's going to happen to that road. You see? And as Africans, we can see that taking place currently in our nations, because we don't want to take the responsibility of being part of the change that needs to happen. Now, it is possible that me and y'all could get together as neighbors and say, you know what, look, it would take us 5 buckets of concrete to smooth out this area of the road. You pay half, I pay half. Or you know what? Let's make some jollof rice and sell the plates for 10 CDs and raise money to build this road. Or matter of fact, the money that we're putting into the churches, the donations that we put into the churches, let's go ahead and do a drive for these roads in our neighborhood. You see, we can fix a lot of stuff that's here that's going on, guys. We don't have to wait for our leaders to fix certain things. Certain things are within our realm and our control to address. But you got to get past the emotional part of it, guys. And I know a lot of us, especially my viewers, you're adults, and you were raised to be emotional. That is the tools that your family gave you to negotiate life. Because in reality, the Black people in the diaspora are greatly suppressed. What exactly can they do? They can't do anything to combat what they go through. That's why they're victims. Okay? That's why this stuff has been ongoing for decades and centuries, because they can't offset what's happening there. And matter of fact, it's getting even worse. So because your parents knew that you were powerless in that society. They gave you the tools that were also useless. They told you to protest, right? Which, like I said on our channel, a synonym of protest is a cry. Okay, it's a cry for attention. They taught you to be emotional to address your problems. And it's very interesting because in every other facet in life, they didn't teach you to be emotional. Okay? They didn't teach you how to be emotional when it came to going to work and earning a living. They didn't teach you to be emotional when it came to going to school and obtaining degrees. Huh? When you wanted to learn how to drive, they didn't teach you to pray for that or hope for that. They told you, hey, you got to go get your driver's license. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to buy a car. You got to have car insurance. You got to put petrol in it. Okay. Everything is relative to action. Period. Everything is relative to action. Our people have to migrate out of the emotional response to our hardships and focus on the theoretical response, the implementation of change. What's up, family? If you're here in the building, please make your presence known in the chat room and I will greet you there. So we have Samson in the building. We have Yah. We have, obviously, the one and only African superstar. We have Steven. Welcome back to the platform, brother. Yes, they took my platform down, but we black like we never left. So we have a new channel and we are growing it. So welcome back to the family. I'm glad that you found me. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe this channel to let your friends know as well. Mawinda, I'm not aware of this topic. This is not my topic tonight. So I don't know what is going on with Naomi. Okay. What's up, Frank? I see you there. Tonight we're talking about being emotional. And it's a huge crux of our family. It's a huge crux of our people. You know, every time some kind of situation happens, we're just expressing our deepest emotions. Okay, we're crying, we're protesting, we're hashtagging, we're memeing. But where's the boots on the ground? Where's the work? Where's the physical response to the things that are happening? Like I said, people like to coin the term extraordinary when they describe me sometimes. And I don't see myself that way. Okay. What I do see is I am not a victim. I see problems and I devise solutions and I take action. That's it. You can actually do very similar to what I do, if not more, if you took the same mentality. See, I took the mentality that I'm not going to be the victim of the white man or woman. That was the position that I took. When I started out as a young woman, the methodology that I took was, I'm going to get my criteria and I'm going to be able to supersede my boundaries. Okay, that's what I believed. But then I realized, hey, they don't play fair. Because even when you abide by the blueprint that's provided for you, you know, you go to school, you work hard, you stay out of trouble, you know, you don't get into legal troubles, you know, you don't do this and that. All those things are supposed to equate to a better quality life. But when I realized, wait a minute, you guys are deliberately trying to prohibit my upward mobility. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. What you told me to do, I'm doing them. But you're not honoring your end of the deal. At that point, I took all the emotions, because I'm not going to tell you not to be emotional. You are a human being. It's normal to have emotions. But what I'm going to tell you to do with those emotions is fuel them into results. If you're angry, okay, first trivia question of the evening. If you're angry about something or several things, let me see a number one in the chat room. Please, guys, I need y'all to participate tonight. If you're angry, if you've had something happen to you, if you've had something happen to a friend, if you're angry about what's happened to complete strangers, you know, other Black people, let me see a number one in the chat room. What's up, Isesa? I see you there. Tito, Isesa, Samson, big shout outs to the family. Take the anger. Take the anger and channel it into results. Okay? Because if not, like I gave the example earlier on, simply expressing the emotion, it brings no change. Crying or protesting brings no change. You know, it's a delicate topic, but even in religion, you know, our people don't want to take action, and that's why they put all their energy and investment into the church. Because a lot of things that they're praying for and hoping for are things that they can actually facilitate themselves. But instead of them doing that, they rather invest in the middleman. You know, they rather invest in another, you know, entity to grant those things for them. You know, they don't even want to look around and take notes of other people that have figured it out. You know, I'm pretty sure that those Chinese that are coming here to the continent are not, they didn't consult Buddha before they made the move, or whatever their religion is over there. You know, I'm not sure that those Middle Eastern people that are here, you know, those Muslim people here, did they ask Allah for permission? You know, I'm gonna be real. I didn't ask permission to move to Ghana. I didn't ask permission from any spiritual being. You know, I simply compelled myself to perform. You know, I sat down with my own logic and my own wisdom and said, okay, this is my problem. These are potential solutions to the problem. And I need to create, you know, the transition from the problem to the solution. Cause see, I'm not, listen, and don't feel no type of way, but I'm just gonna be 100% honest here. See, I don't have to beg for freedom here in Ghana. I don't have to beg for humanity here in Ghana. I don't have to answer to white people. I don't have to hear their condescending thoughts. Right? Some people are still in the West doing just that. Some of them have done it their entire lives. Some of them are in their senior age and they've been explaining themselves the whole damn time. I don't have to do that. Why? Because I decided to focus on results. The problem was they are mistreating me. What is my recourse? Big shout out to S.A. Smith. I see you there in the building. You know, take the emotion that you feel, the frustration, to my Black men, you know, out there in the West. They don't respect you. They don't respect you. They don't want you to be masculine. They don't want you to be a fixture in society. They don't want you to escalate. What's the solution to that? Staying there is death. Because it's either going to be an expedited physical death, or it's going to be a psychological death, or it's going to be a death of your legacy. Either or. What's your solution to it? You don't ask another man for the right to live. Okay? They don't have the capabilities of giving you that right. You don't ask them. You know, a lot of us, children of migrants and things like that, we were brought up in these environments and we had no power because our parents had implanted us there. But as adults, we have the power and capability of changing the dynamics. The opportunity is here on the continent. For God's sake, you can be a part of the majority. Certain things that you encounter in the West, you will not encounter here because you're part of the majority. You know, the key is establishing yourself. When you are established yourself, then you then get some leverage. You get control. You get freedom. You get to be unapologetically yourself. You know, for those of you guys that have been on my platform for a while, you know that my platform, you know, my previous platform cost me my job, right? When I was working at the mental hospital, I had to be very mindful of the things that I said. Why? Because of my employer. You know, I was able to move into broader freedom when I left that place, had my own business. I got freedom and ultimately moved here to Ghana. Now I speak freely and do what I want to do. You see, I took all the anger from the maltreatment. Every time they pissed me off, every time they disrespected me, or threw in the sneak distance, or every time I saw another situation happening to my peers, every time I considered my life and my future, all that anger, I funneled it into the results. That's why I have results. Do you? Do you? You know, there's a time and a place for the emotion. It's not good to, you know, harbor the feelings inside of you, and you know, it becomes a mental block for you. No, you need a positive outlet. So between devising my revenge on, you know, all my enemies by becoming successful and happy and free, in the gym, being focused on results and getting results, that's how I have been able to express my emotion. I also express my emotion by flexing on them because I know that they're really powerless to stop me now. But this is an elevated level of results. And this is where I want, you know, I know it's not realistic for everybody to get there, but I definitely want some of you guys to graduate to the level where you know, a lot of things are beneath you. You're not subject to a lot of things anymore because you have moved to a different echelon. Because we've got to realize, you know, that it's input, output. Very simply, input, output. You know, what we need to do here on the continent is input, output. Problems that we find, we need to strive to do something. Now, we can't change, you know, at an individual level. We can't change the entire nation on our own. No. But there are things that we can do to contribute to the overall awareness and change and, you know, development of our nations. We are waiting on someone else to do it. And guess what? They have not done it. You know, have you guys ever waited on a friend or a family member to do something for you? They keep telling you, yeah, I'm going to do it. Kwame, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know, I'm coming. I'm on my way. And then you sit there and you keep waiting. You keep waiting. You keep waiting. You keep waiting. You know, if you were smart, you'll eliminate the middleman wherever you can. I would encourage you to eliminate the middleman as much as you can. Use your capabilities to be useful. You are capable of doing a lot of things on your own. And if you think about it, who has a deeper interest in your life more than yourself? Who loves me more than myself? Like, you know, is somebody going to care if, you know, my house isn't cleaned, or I'm not eating, or I need to take the trash out, I need to pay my bills? You know, if I don't have the deepest interest into my day-to-day life affairs, I can't expect a third party to be more interested and care more than I should. You know, and if we take that perspective, we look at our homeland, We look at things that pertain to us. These people don't care. They don't have any stake in what goes on with us. Do you think they care about how our children are getting raised? I mean, the more dysfunctional our kids are, the better it is for them. The weaker our communities are, the better it is for them. The more Black men and Black women can't get along, the better it is for them. We've got to care. And stop waiting on Jesus and Allah. Stop waiting on the leaders. Stop waiting on someone else. If you're continental, stop waiting on the diaspora. If you're a diasporan, stop waiting on the continental. What can you do? What are you willing to do to address your problems? Or will you just cry it out? Is that what you're going to do for your whole life? Just keep crying. Just keep hoping, wishing, praying, being a good, Christian, doing your Psalms and chapters. Is that what you're going to do? If so, what you have is what you are going to get. What's the like count to my moderators? Any of my moderators in the building? Let me see the like count, please. I'm going to tell you guys a little story and open up the call lines as well. If you guys want to get in on this topic, please feel free and call in tonight. I remember, before I left Columbus, Ohio, which is where I lived in the U.S., I was very active in a religious organization. I loved my church. I loved my pastor and, my church family. And I remember, though, on Sundays, I would always be very, very contemplative, like during the services. I would always be trying to figure out how exactly I could segue my life from the reality that I had into the life that I wanted to live. Okay. Which I would say the life that I wanted to live is very closely aligned with how I live now. All right. But this was years ago. This was back in, 2015, 2016. And I used to sit there the entire service and I would just be very deep in my thoughts about how can this occur? Because to me, the logic of waiting, I'm not someone who waits. I know how to be patient, but I'm someone who wants to feel like I'm actually in motion. I'm actually pursuing something. And I remember the day I decided, because at that time, one of my big goals was to world travel. I wanted to see the world and I didn't want to wait until I was old. It was kind of shallow, but I love pictures and I wanted to take cute pictures. And I thought, well, I don't want to wait till I don't want to wait till I'm a senior citizen. Like I'm sexy now. You know what I'm saying? I want to enjoy how can I figure out how to make it happen? Living in America, the lifestyle, especially if you are corporate, you're working as an employee, to travel it's complicated. It's very expensive. It's not something that's promoted. Even if you have a stable job, you might have, 2 weeks, maybe 3. If if you've been with your company for a while, 2 weeks out of a whole year, that's not a lot of time. And if you want to go international, if you want to because, long haul flights and time differences and stuff like that, you need more space, and I was just looking at my life. I was looking at the reality of it and saying, this is not how am I going to get the life I want from where I am? One of the critical things was capital. Where am I going to get the capital for my world travels? At the time, I was tithing to the church. I was giving offerings. I was giving a substantial amount of money to my church every month. And at that point, I decided, I'm going to take this money and put it towards my travels. I'm going to choose Gina's life and Gina's dreams. And, I haven't looked back in terms of serving myself and my needs, because that's what a wise steward does. Even those of you guys that know the Bible and stuff like that, the Bible talks to you about being a steward over your resources, not being wasteful with your resources. But that's exactly what we do. We waste our resources and we cry for more. The truth is, yeah, you could be here on the continent. You could. The truth is, yeah, you could start the business. You could. You could get more healthier. You could lose weight. But guess what? Guess what? There's one common denominator between you and everything that you want, and that's the actions that you're willing to take. If your concern is being in the dangerous environment in America, or maybe you're in London and you have, you know, young kids and you're living in London, you're concerned about the knife crime, the gangs, and all that stuff. It's all contingent on the actions that you're going to take. I'm pretty sure the parents that unfortunately have become victims of you know, the hostile climate against their kids, I'm pretty sure they beat themselves up about decisions that they've made to not get them in better environments. Because as they say, hindsight is 20/20. So when you look back, you can see where you went wrong. Okay? But the wise man looks ahead. Okay? The wise man takes into account what's going on around them, what is happening, the probability that it could affect them too. They take that into consideration. When we talk about the positioning of Black people worldwide, there is no better place and safe haven for us than our homeland currently. There is no safer place for us. You know, this is the place where being Black is indigenous. You know, this is the motherland. This is the homeland. You see, we as members of the diaspora out there in the international community, some of us don't want to accept this fact because we're so focused on matriculating in the West. We want to prove to them that we can do it, that we can be, you know, that we can aspire to their validation, that we can be exceptional. When really it's an unnecessary stress that we're doing. You know, we're working hard to do what? To prove what? To whom? And if you are what you say you are, you should be able to position yourself to do great things among your people and your family. Okay? Don't mind what they think about you, and don't mind how they define you. Who are you among your peers? You know, for me, it gives me great peace to know that although there's so many problems confronting my people, I am a viable part of the solution. I am doing my part. You see, it gives me peace to know that I'm not a bystander in this situation. I'm not. And I'm also compelling my peers to take action and not be victims. You know, I mean, it may just be my pride, but I'm not begging another man or woman to exist. You know, my attitude is like, okay, if I'm not welcome in this environment, I'm not safe in this environment, there's, you know, very little prospects for my future, my lineage, my kids. I don't need to be here. I need to be in a position and in a place where those things are available. You know, you want to live in a lion's den and wonder why you're constantly paranoid and constantly on the edge. What's up, guys? The call lines are open. Are you guys going to be shy tonight? Anybody want to get in on this topic? You know, because see, I believe in relaxing. You know, I believe in taking it easy. I believe that I shouldn't be slaving and stressing and, you know, having a hard life. I believe in, you know, you may have to endure some challenging times to get, you know, to escalate. But the goal is to escalate so that you can digress. You're not supposed to perpetually be in the fight your entire lives. This is why our people are dying early and having heart disease and struggling and stress, because you're not supposed to be in that kind of, mind state all the time. Survival mindset, trying to, paranoid, constantly triggered. That's how y'all live out there. The biggest problem I had today was the pool needs repair at my gym, and I was really upset about it. Because after I work out, I like to go get in the pool and relax for a few hours. That was the biggest problem that I had today. I like those kind of problems. But I took action. And so that's what I'm promoting you guys to do. Stop with all the emotional, stuff. Some of you guys, you get wrapped up in these online discussions. I'm always telling my platform, please do not do that to yourself. There are people that don't agree with you. So what? There are people that are interested on the continent. So what? Who cares what they think? Maybe they are equipped with the drama, but you're not. Maybe they want to be the victim their whole life. Maybe you don't. Most importantly, maybe you want better options for your kids. At a point of our lives, we become adults, people have children, grandchildren, all that stuff. You're no longer just thinking about yourself and living for yourself. It's about the future at the next point. The African superstar, aka Auntie Gina, I'm about representation. I'm about making it visible what is possible and providing you the resources of how, some ways to achieve it. That's what I've come here to do. And that's what I'm doing. Who cares what your detractors, how they feel? Sometimes I have people come on this platform and they disagree with me about Africa, and I don't care what they think. I don't care. Even white people come on this platform and they want to argue with me. I don't care what you think. This message is not for you. With the emotion, guys. Big shout out to Issei for taking a step back. Stop getting caught up in the stupidity. Why is, for instance, Kevin Samuels very popular right now? Because he fuels the gender wars between the black male and the black woman. Don't get caught up in that stuff. If you know that it is going to be draining to you emotionally, okay, do not engage. This is paramount information about what I do. I barely even watch YouTube, to be honest. People send me a lot of videos. I don't watch them, I don't allow my energy to be abated by non-productive things. That's why I'm a productive person. Okay? When people are worried about, videos on TikTok and Instagram, I'm innovating a new collection for the AfricanSuperstar.com. While people are protesting, I was devising the plan to migrate to the continent. We have the same 24 hours a day. We have the same 24 hours a day. The only difference is going to be the choices that you make. And trust me, you can be so productive if you are careful with your time and if you focus on making good decisions. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. For instance, let's take my channel situation. Okay. I originally had my first platform for almost 8 years. Okay. It took me a long time to grow it to where it was when it got taken down. Okay. I say definitely between 2019 and 2021 was, my exponential growth online. Since that platform got shut down and we have a new platform, I was able to get 1,000 subscribers in you know, a 2-month period. What took me years to do previously took me a couple months of doing now. Why? Because of the results, because of the strategy, because of duplicating what I did previously to win. Now, I know there are some people that watch me and they would have preferred that I moaned and groaned about what YouTube did to me. Huh? That would have made them more hyped to be able to talk. Damn, did you see what happened to the African superstar? You see, I took myself out of the position of victim and I put myself in control of the situation. Why? Because I can anticipate what my enemies are going to do when I choose not to obey certain things. They're going to try to stop me. Yeah, they will. It just requires me being more smart, being more strategic. You understand? I'm not emotional about my life. I'm results driven, results oriented. That's it. Because at the end of the day, that is what's going to be defining of your life. Okay? Gina Ifowe is not the person who just talked about Africa. Okay? Gina's not the person who talked about what's available on the continent and, you know, was just a Pan-African loudmouth. No, Gina is a person who implemented and did what she said she would do. That is the definition of my life when it's all said and done. Nobody's going to say, Gina almost did it. Gina used to talk. You know, some of you guys know, I know some of you guys are Search for Guru viewers as well. My friend Dynast Amir. And, you know, there's a gentleman that he would have on his show, Mr. Kayla Genesis. And this guy is like a historian about Liberia. You know, he talks about everything Liberian. I think he has Liberian heritage or family or whatever. And the question everybody wanted to always be knowing was, have you been to Africa? Have you been to Liberia? You talk this talk, but have you been? Now, I understand he recently went, but he talked for years about Liberia before going there. Make sure that whatever emotional feelings you have, you define them by the actions that you take. You know, when you come here to the continent, focus on getting results. Those of us that are the diaspora, we've talked about the opportunity here. We've talked about how people are friendly here. We talk about how this environment is conducive for our success. We've got to prove it. Show and prove. And a lot of us are coming here in our adult years, so we've expended a lot of time elsewhere. We don't got time to be here and not be driving at our goals. Very, very simple, guys. Very simple. If you enter into some type of business agreement with someone, make sure that you are getting something out the deal. Okay? Don't let people take advantage of you. Nana, I'll check my emails and get back with you, okay? You know, don't fall for the middleman stuff. Okay? Because it's input, output. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. Like Dr. Sebi said, one of the most profound quotes I've ever heard. He said, I don't believe in anything. It either I know it or I don't. That's it. You know, we're getting wrapped up in fantasy and hoping for this and hoping for that. No, it's not about any of that. It's about input, output. That's it. I can tell you guys right now, those of you guys living in Europe, those of you living in America, If you sit there and keep hoping that one day you return to the continent, I can guarantee you definitively, it will not happen. It will not happen. The only way for you to realize your dreams here on this continent is to take some strategic steps. That is it. That is all. That is it. You know, my entire process of migration is filled with the steps that I took. Okay? Nobody gave me a visa. Nobody bought me a plane ticket. No one found my house here in Ghana. No one furnished it for me. No one cleans it for me. No one does my laundry. You see, every day I'm taking strategic steps to facilitate my life. And that's the only way that is getting done. In America, they don't respect you. They don't even think that you're human. What's going to be your response to that? They want to annihilate your kids before they even get to adult age. What are you going to do about that? They want to promote you guys to integrate, be homosexuals and transgenders, and affect your population eventually. What are you going to do? What's your response to those proposed issues? Are you going to be a victim or are you going to be a game changer? You have an option on the table of a way out. A different option is there. What will you do with that information? You know, we talked about it a couple shows ago. You know, if you want to know what would have been your response to slavery, take a look at how you're handling your life right now. You don't have to look back that far because what you're encountering is slavery. You know, you don't have freedom. You don't have freedom of speech. You may not have resources. You may not have documents. You know, you are a slave. You're subject to the life that they are allowing you to live. Now, them real freedom fighters strategize, you know, either are strategizing or already have completed getting the hell out of Dodge. As soon as they knew that freedom was on the horizon some way, they learned an alternative option, they was out. They didn't need all the details. All they needed to know was that, okay, it's there. And they took it upon themselves to facilitate everything else. They're willing to roll the dice. They're willing to gamble for that better option. You know, that's what I'm talking about with this message. So big shout outs to the African Superstar family, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this platform. I also would like you guys to check out my new products on the website. Please stay tuned after this brief commercial break. So that's actually my new swim collection. It's already up on the website. Please head over and check it out. You see, again, problem solution. I want, you know, styles and designs that are unapologetically Black and geared towards our people. I personally love the Adinkra symbols. Living here in Ghana, I'm a big kente cloth lover and all that. And you know, my new collection is a tribute to Ghana, and I want to celebrate some of those Adinkra symbols. I created swimwear with Adinkra symbols for people that love Ghana, traveling here, live here, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Solving the problems, providing products for your people. You know, Don't just sit there and be like, man, I wish they had, you know, some Pan-African stuff. I wish they had this, that. Like, what? Like, challenge your mind. You know, harness the power of your mind to solve your own problems or our own problems. You know? So big shout outs to you guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Another episode. If you're not a part of our channel, please make sure that you subscribe to us. We are ever growing. Also, like I said, head over to my website, check out my new products, get on the mailing list, because that's how I send out sales, and you know, you get updated when new products hit and things like that. Also, guys, I appreciate you continually, you know, sharing the video. Some of you guys are doing it a lot. You know, people like Antoinette, I see her sharing the videos on Facebook a lot. Omalicha, I see her sharing the videos on Facebook a lot. A lot of my YouTube family here, you know, Information Man and African Unite Force, and, you know, Juliet from Blagzit, Woda Maya. A lot of people have shared my videos to try to get our viewers aware of the new platform. And I just want to thank all of you. I want to thank all our over, you know, 1K viewers currently that have been here, our moderators and stuff like that. We're almost to the monetization. So that's very, very good, because that's good. Obviously, you know, there's operational costs of, you know, living here in Ghana and operating this platform. So I'm excited to get my channel monetized again. And I want to thank all you guys for that process. You know what I'm saying? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You see, y'all ain't ready to talk this talk or be that bold or show your face, be, you know, be in the forefront. I'm willing to do it, but yeah, I need, you know, prayers and supplications, basically. So thank you guys again for watching another episode. Azaria is there. Big shout outs to you. Azaria says, I'm striving every day to bring this interview, but the way the system is set up in the U.S. makes everything so hard. Money in, money out, and nothing left. Absolutely. I know, Azaria, I was there. You know, I was there, and I had to struggle to get the hell out. So I know what you mean. I was able to do it by taking kind of an independent approach. A lot of you guys know the story. You know, I drove Uber for 2 years. That was how I pivoted out. I think it would be very difficult to do it with a conventional job, because I mean, unless you're getting very well paid, you know, the conventional job is definitely the hamster wheel. You know, you get your salary and then it's going back out on living expenses. You get your salary, it's going back out on living expenses. You know, it's hard to compound. You need a side hustle. You know, that's what I'm gonna tell you. You know, you need to do something on the side where you can raise additional funds. There's a lot of stuff that I was doing. You know, this was pre-COVID. You know, I used to donate plasma at the plasma bank. I used to sell stuff on eBay. I was an Uber driver. I had a part-time job at a call center. You know, I was hustling. I probably had about 4 or 5 ways I was bringing in little here or there money, you know, and saving all of it up to get the hell out of there. So you have to be creative, you know, Azaria. That's what I'll tell you. I know during this COVID time, a lot of people was getting money. You know, were you a good steward over your resources? That's the question you got to ask yourself. You know, people was getting SBA money. People was getting unemployment money. There was the stimulus checks. You know, I mean, what did you do with it? Some people did make moves with that money. You know, I know in America, shoot, it should be tax time. Yeah, tax time probably is upon us or past, or I don't know. So, you know, you have to be creative. You know, it's difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. It's difficult because it's actually not what we're promoted to do. They don't want us leaving the West to come over here. You have to be creative to get the hell out, but you can't. You know, maybe you can downsize your living expenses. You know, if you're not able to get additional money, then you need to be a good steward over the money that you are getting. You know, cutting out extraneous spending. You know, do you you know, spend a lot of money on cigarettes or alcohol? You know, do you have to get your hair done every week or every 2 weeks? Or, you know, are you able to take public transportation instead of driving your car? You know, there are some things that you can you know, adjust in your life, maybe just to save an extra $100, $200, $300 a month toward your Africa fund. You know, you will have to be strategic and you'll have to be disciplined. You know, the environment in the West is consumerism. You know, they want you to be spending every money that you earn, and more. You know, so you will have to break that way of life if you want to figure out how to exit the matrix, because you're going to need some level of capital to do it. You know, so anyway, those are, I will count those as my closing remarks. Excellent, family. Thank you so much for being on code. Big shout outs to my moderators. Anybody with a wrench, Tito's doing his job. Thank you so much, sir. So I will see you guys again very, very soon. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.
Doing your love behind me like it be bowling.